Yo guys, what is up? And this is another video on football. I've just recorded a video on football, which is my rest of the league's prediction video. And yeah, basically I thought I'd do another video on football as you guys enjoy them every now and then. I'm not really sure what my niche is right now. I'm posting a bit of everything that I enjoy from. And I'm still not sure where I'm going to be posting my gaming videos. So just a little update there before I get into the video. And yeah, basically this video is going to be about Milan. I'm not wearing my Milan t-shirt, any of them. Yes, this video is going to be about Milan and the way that they've improved as a team over these past, like 7 months, I guess. I've just been, I've been watching football now since 2011, or 2010 possibly. And Milan, they've always been a team that, from 2010, from when I've watched them, they've always been a team that have been up there, apart from these past 10 years, kind of. Not 10 years, well, the first season that I watched them, they came second, then third, and then they just went downhill from there, basically. So I saw them, I've never seen them win the league, and I've never seen them win a cup apart from the Supercoppa Nazionale, I think. Yeah, that's actually the cup I've seen them win. Now, obviously, they have a very large and vast history, Milan, and they've had so many legends. I've seen some of them retire. I saw Seedorf retire, I saw Inzaghi retire, I've seen Kaká, Gattuso. I was in the era of all those. I saw all of those retire. And, you know, see all of them leave, and then also Ibrahimovic and Thiago Silva leave us in 2012, I think it was. It was tough for the team, and I think that's when they started to go downhill, as the club obviously had a lot of retiring players, and they also had a lot of players that just came in to replace other players that didn't want to play. Well, not didn't want to play, they weren't of the same caliber. So basically, I'm not saying anything against these players. You know, you have Pazzini came in, you have Montolivo that came in, you have De Jong that came in to replace players like Ambrosini, Gattuso, you know, Ibrahimovic. And even though we came third in that season, I think it was, I think we brought Balotelli in that season, that we sold all the other players. It still wasn't good enough for the seasons the seasons after it. Obviously Balotelli came in, El Shaarawy having a wonder season, still miss that guy. You know, you have players like Mexes, I think Yepes was still bouncing around at that time, Abbiati, Emmanuelson, Boyan might have been with us at that point. But yeah, we had all of these players, and we bought some players, but they didn't live up to the standards. Robinho was still with us, and then we had a period of time from 2013-ish period till 2017 that we didn't get into any leagues. Like, we had 2013-14 in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, and then we just didn't get into any leagues apart from the Serie A until 2017, when I think we got into the Europa League for the first time. Then we got into it again, and then we got into it again, but we didn't go into it because of the funds. We had debt, however you say it, and we couldn't get into the Europa League to make up for that debt. And then this year we're in the Europa League again, and we're doing quite well. So yeah, basically, a lot of fans are saying different things about how we progressed, and I think it's a bit of everything. You know, a lot of fans are saying it's Ibra, but you have to think about it. Ibra was not playing in some of these games. I don't know the exact amount, but we are in a 27-game unbeaten streak, I'm pretty sure. And Ibra has not played every single one of these 27 games, I can assure you this. Basically, he had COVID for a while, and then he had injuries, and he had, I think, suspension at one point. So yeah, he did not play all of these games. Some of these games were not played from Ibrahimovic. And realistically, when you think about it, it wasn't him only that affected this team. Purely, I think he came in, he was judged too quickly. I did judge him as well, so you can't really say that, oh, I'm innocent, I thought it was going to be good, because I didn't. I wanted Gattuso back at that point, or some new coach entirely, like someone like Shevchenko, who's coaching the Ukrainian team, or someone like Kaká, who I think is taking coaching lessons right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, I wanted someone like that when someone like that realistically wasn't going to come into the club. And when Pioli came in, obviously there was another coach, Spalletti, that was being mentioned, and there was Donadoni that was being mentioned. And I was not a fan of Donadoni. I was a fan of Spalletti, just because he always got a team into the top four. I don't know what I thought about Pioli. I don't think I thought that he was going to do the things he's doing right now. And I don't want to jinx anything. I've got wood near me, touching it. Not that I believe in all this superstition stuff. I do to a certain extent, but not everything. But yeah, Pioli has done an amazing job, and I don't think it's just Pioli. Maldini brought in some great players and done some great transfer market stuff, and you can't take it away from him. You got to give the credit to Maldini. You got to give the credit to Massara, Baresi, the ambassador. I think he's the ambassador, anyways. But yeah, he kept players like Donnarumma, Ibrahimovic, Rebic, Salamakers, Kjaer. They all did solid jobs. They all are still doing solid jobs. If you don't have them players in your team right now, you will not be getting results. Salamakers scoring and assisting. Ibrahimovic scoring you goals like a bicycle kick like he did today. You've got players like Romagnoli and Donnarumma that solidify the back, as well as Kjaer, who is literally, in my opinion, the leader of that back line. There's so many underrated players in Milan that if you talk to another fan of football right now, like Napoli fan or a Juventus fan, and they don't fully follow football, they just follow their team, they tell you that Salamakers is a player that they've never heard of, or who's this, or wow, he's nobody. Same with probably most of the others, Kjaer, Diaz, players like a load of players that Milan have are very unknown. Diego Dalot. So it's a very good situation we're in. A lot of teams will probably underrate the players that we have just because they don't have big names in the footballing world of today. And Kjaer is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players we have. Salamakers is very good as well. Hogg or Auger isn't coming on as much, so I can't really speak much about him. But he scored a goal in not many minutes. Obviously, the club offloaded Paquetá, and I saw a stat that he has more goals than Paquetá, or the same amount of goals as Paquetá, in a load of less minutes. So, I thought the era of Milan was back when they started getting players like Andre Silva, Çalhanoğlu, Cutrone, and all of that, and it started coming back then. That's when we got into Champions League, the Europa League, not Champions League. And then I thought it was back when Piontek started hitting in them goals, and then was cursed by number 9. Also, Paquetá was doing amazing, and Bakayoko was with the club, and Gattuso, a former legend, was coaching the club. And then now it seems like the club is kind of back in its sorts. I never really saw it in its glory days, and now I'm just like, wow, like this club knows how to play football, and it's showing that it knows how to play football. Benacer is amazing. Kessie is, he was inconsistent last season, but he is a brick wall. Tonali coming in, Inter, you have lost out on a major talent. You've got Cringe, who can come on wherever you want him to come on. He can even play striker for you if you wanted him to. You've got a back line with loads of substitutions now, with Gabbia and Duarte coming back. You've got 3 decent goalies, apart from Donnarumma, who is amazing. You've got the front lineup with a legend, the son of a legend, Maldini, Colombo, who's scoring goals for fun in the Primavera, Ibrahimovic, who is an amazing striker. Then you've got the youngsters of Auger, Salamakers, Castillejo, and Diaz. You've got Rebic, you've got Leao, who is also a youngster. You've got so many players, so much depth in this squad, and it amazes me how good they are and how good they have played this season, and also the end of last season, since this whole COVID thing started. And even though they've been affected in many different ways by the situation, and obviously by injuries, and they haven't had the best of luck, even though many people will say we've had a lot of luck. Penalties have been given against us that were not penalties. The examples of Roma and today's penalty just shows, and we still bounce back from both of those. As well as you know, affected by injuries and COVID and stuff like that. We are one of the teams that have been affected the most from these kind of things, apart from Genoa maybe and Lazio. But yeah, like, we have such a good squad depth, and the team seems so hungry to win that I haven't seen in so long. And you can ask many other Milan fans that have been Milan fans for their whole lives, basically. People that are not me, you know. I've only been a Milan fan for most of my life, but you know, I've only started watching them consistently since 2010-ish, kind of. So, you know, you can say many things about this Milan squad, but this Milan squad is compact, it is hungry, and it is winning. So you can't really say, oh, it's just Ibrahimovic, because it's not. Ibrahimovic is doing a lot of work, a lot of dirty work, a lot of setting up goals and scoring goals, but he is not the team. He is a player that is helping the team get motivated, and I think it's not just him. I think it's the whole team now being affected from different situations and different circumstances, and I just think that we're doing very well because of different things, not just Ibrahimovic. And we're not going for players like Bertolacci, Traore, Menez, even though he was an amazing player, Honda. You know, we're going for players that are decently well known, and they have proven with their club that they can do good things. And okay, yes, you could say Andre Silva did that, but that's in the Portuguese league. Diego Dalot has proved with United he could do quite good things. Diaz with Real Madrid and with City, I think he proved that he could do amazing things. So many different other teams, other players that we got have proven that they can do good things, when before we used to get players that did not prove their worth. Niang, yes, with us he proved his worth, but with other teams he didn't. Suso, he didn't really prove his worth with Liverpool, but then he came with us and did good work. So it depends on the player, really. Obviously, we got players like Cutrone, who, nothing against Cutrone, but he never proved himself with another team apart from Milan. You got players like Kahanoglu, who took so long to adapt to the Milan style of play, and maybe it's because we were playing him out of position, I don't know. But yeah, you know, realistically speaking, as I said, we got so many different players in now, so many good names, and we weren't after players last minute. We weren't just after replacements. Like, Rebic was a replacement for Correa, but look how good. Am I focused? I am focused. Look how good Rebic served us last season. He was a replacement, so a replacement was still very good. Andre Silva was a replacement for Aubameyang. Apparently Aubameyang was supposed to be coming, and Andre Silva was a replacement for Aubameyang. And I'm not focused. I'm back to being focused. And yeah, Andre Silva was a replacement, and he did score many goals with Milan. I think he scored around 16. But he wasn't consistent. And even though he got us some of those last minute winners, he was not a good player. And yes, you could argue that the number 9 curse was on him. But again, you can't just use that for every single player that doesn't do well. And there's a mosquito right near me, and it's massive. You focused, good. You just saw the mosquito, it was in my head. Alright, anyways. Hopefully that mosquito stays away from me, because I don't like them. Yeah, basically, as I was saying, Milan have just compacted their squad with so much form, and obviously they're overperforming right now, but you know, if you see in 6 months' time and they're 7th place, or hopefully they won't be, but 7th place or 4th place or 5th place, obviously apart from the 7th place, they will be kind of content with where they are, or I should be content with where they are, because their goal was not Scudetto. It was not, you know, top 3. It was 4th place, definite, 5th place possibly, and the rest is quite bad. So, you know, 5th place forward is just a bonus for Milan, really. Well, 4th place forward, sorry. And anything above 3rd place is just a major bonus for them. And as I said, what got them to being this organised, I don't think it was just Ibrahimovic and the coach and this management. I think it's more than that. I think obviously other external factors are helping, and I think the great season with Gattuso affected this team. And when Pioli came in, I think he didn't have the same style of play as Gattuso, but I think he had similar character and the way he wanted his team to play. Not style of play, but like with hunger to win. And I think that's what reminded them of Gattuso's style of play, and I think that played a part in them starting to play so well this season and last season. And obviously, they had that period where they didn't play as well, and I think that was all down to Gianpaolo coming in and not doing well with the team. I think he kind of, where it was kind of going well with Montella, Mihailovic, Gattuso, they started rising slowly, and then they just plummeted with Gianpaolo. It was like, a plane's going up and then like a piece of wind hits it, or like a gust of wind hits it, and you just go down with turbulence, or I don't know. I'm inventing stuff right now, I think, out of my arse basically, but yeah, it's like when you're in a good mood and something hits you and it makes you down. That's what happened to the players, I think. Gianpaolo came in, it was a bad choice, and I think that put them down. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't have faith in Pioli. It's because it's another management change. But Pioli, I think, he went along with the management, and he tried to shift them back to what they were doing with Gattuso and Montella and Mihailovic, to a different style of play though, in his own style of play. And he also brought in players like, well, not he brought in, but some of them were his choices, some of them weren't. But yeah, the management also helped, obviously, with bringing in all of these class players and some youngsters. And it's just mad, really. I just have no words for how they're playing right now. I just thought I'd make this video. If there's a specific topic or a specific season you guys would want me to talk about, I'll be doing a few football videos here and there. Leave them down below in the comments if you want me to speak about any topics or any stuff about Milan or football in general. Leave them leave them in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm just amazed with how they're playing right now. I'm just trying to express my opinion on why they're doing so good, and try and understand how they have come to this great team, playing as a unity and getting that first place up until now. Hopefully they can continue like this. I have been Leon. I hope you have enjoyed. Forza Milan as always. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.